nothing too special in this live right now. I just felt like I had to get on live and speak on a few things, and I'm directly in my one of my favorite places to be, in the middle of the woods, barefooted, machete, necklace. I'm chilling right now. This is happiness for me. This is my sanctuary for me. Um, all I would need is some food, like some fruit and some coconuts. I'll be straight. But um, I've been speaking on the concept of happiness in most of my lives and really figuring out what that is for you and really making sure that it's not being influenced. Your happiness that you think you want is not being influenced by anything external to you. So um, I never really go into how to go and attain that and to figure out your own happiness. And it's really simple. It's just listening to self. It's just really sitting with yourself. It's just really experiencing life from your own perspective, your own eyes, from a perspective that is very free and very open, mind you, not just a perspective that is stagnant and can't evolve. Because the things that we claim um, is our happiness can change. They can evolve through time and things of that nature. So is great to have a open perspective, an open mind to all things and anything that can really cultivate happiness for you, or you can express your happiness through that individual situation, environment, vessel, whatever the case may be. Um, this for me, happiness is just like once I'm done with all of this, I want to be somewhere in the middle of the woods where nobody can find me, doing my magic, working my shit, um, eating fresh fruit and fresh vegetables every day, meat every now and then, depending on the meat, and how it was cooked and how it was sacrificed, and just really just living in peace. Of course, shooting my guns, having my shit as far as my militant shit or whatever, my training, all types of shit. That's just happiness for me. What happiness for somebody else? A lot of people, a lot of y'all feel like, you know what I'm saying, just city life is happiness for y'all. Just the things that we see on social media, and I mean, if some of y'all just expand y'all horizons on what could make y'all happy, a lot of the things that y'all unhappy with would disappear. Really just try to again just broaden your perspective, expand your mind. Like, it's not difficult, it's not hard. Just try new things, try everything out. That's my biggest point that I want to make, is just try everything out. I didn't know that I would like nature as much as I did because I didn't grow up. I grew up running through the woods and shit like that, like all kids do, or most kids do, in my generation and shit. But I didn't really grow up understanding how peaceful it could be. I didn't really grow up seeing that this could be my happiness. I grew up, like I said, you usually grow up with what you cultivate as happiness with what other people cultivate as happiness around you as you're growing and as you're a child and things of that nature. But this is just peace for me. It don't have to be peace for everybody else, and I'm not encouraging everybody to just go move out into the woods and shit like that. That's just what I'ma do. Um, but I wanted to also tie this. I wanted to say that about happiness, but I also wanted to tie this back into the point I had made in my previous live, or the live before my last one, about being militant, about being prepared to live in something like this. Like, if you were dropped off in the middle of the woods, could you really survive like you think you would? Like, it's not like the movies. Could you really live off the land? Could you cultivate? Could you build? I feel like we got to start getting back to more practical means and more um, hands-on type of work when it comes to growing ourselves and when it comes to things that we desire. Like, for example, could you chop down a number of these trees and build you a house in the middle of this shit? Like, that's something that I want to learn how to do and be able to do, and that's something that could serve as a survival skill for me if I needed to do that. Like, just the way, just America alone, fuck the world, just America alone, just looking at everything that's going on now, like we are getting to those times where we never thought that we would see certain things happening, the government stepping in, certain control coming about, just all types of shit just happening. And this is just the beginning stages. If you're not prepared for what's coming, if you're not prepared to let go of your mundane desires, if you're not prepared to really get back to self and really get back to how can I say it, to preserving self, and I don't mean that from a selfish standpoint. I mean that from like preserving your tribe, preserving your bloodline, preserving anything that has anything to do with you, as far as like your family, your kids, things of that nature, people that are going to be here after you that you need to be able to take care of and need to be able to leave something with. Like it's coming to that time where a lot of shit is just not gonna matter. Like the things that we think matter today aren't gonna matter in a few years. Like it really isn't. We really gonna have to, it just all boils down to preparation. That's the best way I can put it, just preparation. You don't have to be no jungle boy like me. You don't have to love the woods and love wilderness. You don't have to love shooting guns. You don't have to know how to grow a garden or anything like that. But it's going to help you with the things that are happening, with the things that are coming. Just learning how to grow your own food is like essential right now. Really essential. We all know the theories and all this shit, the conspiracies and all this about, or so y'all call it. I don't really think it's conspiracy, but we all see these things where we know the food isn't grown right. We know it's GMO. We know it's toxic. We know the government ain't trying to look out for us or trying to help us and no shit like that, which you shouldn't even be worried about that in the first fucking place. They're just a thought form. They really don't have that much power. You're supposed to really already have that power of yourself. And that's another thing too. A lot of us have gotten comfortable with externally being taken care of, and now that certain things are happening, it's forcing us to make a choice between, are we going to continue doing that, continue allowing somebody else to come in and take care of us who don't have our best interests at heart, or are we going to start building shit for ourselves? Are we going to start taking care of ourselves and our own family? Are we going to start really cultivating things that matter to us and that will help us, and not just help a dynamic of people that don't give a fuck about us? The fuck? But it's really important that we start to get back to self in that aspect too, because it's just so much shit that's happening. Like there are people being forced out of work because they don't want to take a shot. Like you think it's gonna stop with that? You think it's not gonna get worse? You think that you don't think that eventually these motherfuckers is not gonna go door to door trying to force people to take vaccines, go door to door trying to figure out if you're vaccinated or not? Just all types of shit is gonna end up happening, and y'all can keep looking at it as conspiracy. That's all well and good. I have no problem with that. I'm not here to argue if it's conspiracy or not, but I am here to tell you need to be prepared for it regardless. Like there's nothing that I'm going to listen to, I'm going to hear and not hear with both my mind and my ears. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna analyze and think about everything that I'm ever listening to, everything that I ever see or anything like that, because that's how you survive. That's how you maneuver around things. That's how you keep yourself safe and keep your loved ones safe. Like if y'all not making that an importance, and every day you just waking up with, I got to get this money so I can live this lifestyle to impress these types of people that I really don't even like, then that's all well and good. That's all well and you. I'm not here to help you. But for the ones who are thinking about like, okay, this shit is getting bad. Like just because you don't feel it in your community right now doesn't mean that it can't bleed over in your community later. Like this shit is getting bad for real. This shit around the world is getting bad. You're going to have to figure out how can I put it? I would say everybody needs an exit plan for this shit, because I don't know where all this shit is gonna land once it all hits the fan. So there needs to be an exit plan. There needs to be a plan for your life if things don't pan out the way you desire it, as far as your mundane desires or anything lack thereof. Um, you need to prepare because there is not going to be nobody to come and save you. You are your own Christ. Like, if y'all ain't understood that by now, I don't know what to tell you. You are creator and creation. So you are here to save your damn self. You and only you. We're not here to save the world. We can give back to the world with the things that we learn and that we have as far as spirit. Some of us are contracted here to come back and help those of us like-minded people to get to a certain level of ascension and spirituality, things of that nature. But and that's still surface level anyway. I'm just speaking on the surface level because I don't feel like going that deep. But either way, we still not here to save the world. We're here to save ourselves, learn, and transition. That's it. So, but I would tell everybody, encourage everybody to really, really have an exit plan and really prepare yourself. Whether that means just storing food that can be stored over a certain amount of years, or storing water, or creating a go bag to where you got all your essentials and y'all can pick it up and go if some shit happens, like buying guns and protecting yourself, like all types of shit, because nobody else is going to do it. You cannot, and even if somebody else can, you cannot rely on yourself solely. I mean, not rely on yourself. You cannot rely on other people solely to help you and to be there for you, things of that nature, because they got their own shit. A lot of y'all gonna find out too that you're not as protected as what you think you are, just because you feel like you're spiritually protected. Like, this is still the physical realm. You can still get touched. Just like I tell my people who practice magic, even in your magic and your manifestations, there still has to be action taken after that. Like, you can't do a money, let's just say a money ritual. You can't do a money ritual for $100 and then sit on your ass the entire time, not interact, not go out and try to cultivate it, not do anything, just sit and think it's just gonna come to you, just like that. You have to plant the seeds. That's all manifestation is planting the seed of and putting you in alignment with what you desire. You then have to go and walk that path of alignment to get what you desire. So, I say all that to say, really prepare yourself. Like, again, you don't have to like living in nothing like this. This is just where I like to be. This is my domain. Like, there's nothing around. I'm in the middle of the woods. It ain't nothing but trees and dirt and woods, and all. Like, that's what I strive to live in. But I also know that this in itself could protect my ass if I needed to. Like, a lot of us got to get back to operating like our ancestors did. And I don't, like I said, I don't mean you don't have to throw on a dashiki and go and live in the woods for the rest of your life. Like I said, that's not for everybody. But that still is in our DNA. Those things that they thrived off of and they cultivated, that still is a part of who we are, especially in the DNA aspect. You just gotta wake that DNA up. And there's various types of DNA. There's ancestor DNA. There's God DNA. Like, I hate that word too, but for lack of a better word, I'm gonna use God to collectively help y'all understand. What the fuck is that? But anyways, prepare, bro. Like, there's nothing else that I can really leave you with other than that. Just prepare. How you prepare is up to you. Whether you heed this message is up to you. I don't give a fuck. There are so many resources that we could use to learn how to prepare for things like this. There are books telling you how to what herbs to eat, what herbs to grow, how to grow these herbs, how to grow these vegetables and these fruits, all types of shit, what type of soil. There are things that help you learn how to live off grid and live in areas that are surrounded by woods and forestation. Like, it's so many resources. If you don't utilize it and shit hits the fan, whatever happens to you happens to you, because you didn't deem it important enough, or you thought that these conspiracy theories are just spitting exactly that, conspiracy theories and things of that nature. Even then, like, even a smart person who puts their own survival first knows to listen to everything. and be prepared for everything. Like, I know y'all have heard the analogy of, or the metaphor, I'd rather be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war. That shit is real. Like, most of y'all gonna be gardeners in this war because y'all gonna be too pussy, too timid, or not prepared enough to really do anything about what's going on around you or with you. And that's gonna be on you. Like I said, not everybody has to love the things that I love to do or anything like that. Not everybody has to love to be in the woods and be a part of that shit. But what you gonna do if it's all taken away from you? A lot of y'all, we are. Some of y'all still haven't even grasped the concept of not working. Like, you don't have to work a 9 to 5 to maintain and sustain yourself. If you just use the gifts that you're scared of using, if you just go after the ideas that were dropped in your mind by divine or whatever you deem as God or your ancestors or anything like that, if you just utilize those things that you already have within yourself, you wouldn't have to worry about the abundance and prosperity and going to try to earn it at a 9 to 5 job, when in reality you're really selling yourself short. But that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother life. But I just really ask people to just really pay attention to yourself, pay attention to your surroundings, and really understand and be aware of what's going on. Because this shit is more than just a physical level. This shit is spiritual warfare. This shit is really going on around us, and people act like they're oblivious to it. Y'all too busy. Y'all hit me up about the dumbest, most pettiest shit. Granted, y'all still have to live y'all life. You still have to live the life of a human and everything like that. But worrying about if this nigga wants to be with you or not is a little less important than worrying about your spiritual level, your spiritual karmic debt, and where you are spiritually in life and where you are physically in life. Like, y'all gotta shift the focus, and y'all gotta understand that some of that shit that y'all deem is important is really bullshit. Some of that shit that y'all really subscribe to or call a problem is exactly that. Something that y'all subscribe to and make it a problem. Like, most of this shit, this hell that y'all go through is hell. I'm gonna let that shit slide because I am in the middle of the woods, but I hate when that connection drop. That shit pisses me off, especially in the middle of what I'm saying. But anyway, most of that shit that we deem is important is not really important. Like, but that's up to you. Like I said, we are the creator and the creation. So we deem what is for us, what is not for us, based off of what is going on with us internally. So that's up to you. But most of that shit is not important. If it's not stopping you from surviving in this life, if it's not stopping your kids or your family from surviving in this life, if it's not stopping you from manifesting anything that you ever want in this life, why the fuck does it matter? Especially when it comes to relationships and shit, y'all, it's just so petty, just bullshit. Like when y'all break up and shit, I be having people in my DMs trying to get readings and shit on this individual. Like, if I tell people all the time, if they broke up with you, or if y'all went y'all separate ways, there's your answer right there. You don't need no confirmation from me. I am just a vessel. I am not nobody special outside of you. I'm just a reflection of you. So if you come to me and you already know the answers, but you just told me after I done gave you this fucking reading that all I did was confirm a lot of things, then you need to start listening to yourself. That's prime example of you listening to you. I'm just here to confirm and all of that things that you already know. Then you don't need no middleman. And that's what you're making me, a middleman. Again, I don't care about the money for getting readings and all that. Because if I cared about money, I wouldn't be telling y'all some of the things that I tell y'all. But I'm just trying to, I want people to grow. I want people who actually interact with me to actually be helped and not have to come back and need my services or anything like that. Because again, I don't want nobody relying on me. I don't care about the money like that or anything like that. I care about freedom and growth in other people. That's it. So when I tell y'all these things, and when I give my energy to tell these things that really shouldn't even be told to y'all for the free, that's number one. Number two, I still take time out of my day. I still take time or pieces of my energy to give to the collective, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that's just what I want to do for right now. Until I feel like it's no longer serving the collective, or it's no longer serving myself, and it's making me, is creating a detriment for myself, then I will stop. But until then, I'm gonna continue doing this. But I just ask that y'all really take heed. Like, I'm not gonna force nobody to understand the knowledge. I'm not gonna force nobody to really cultivate the knowledge and really apply the knowledge to your own life. That's on you. I'm just a messenger. But the consequences that come after that, once you don't apply it, once you don't take heed, I ain't got shit to do with that. That's your life, your family, all of that, your situations, everything that you subscribe to. But I just want to get on here and say that really prepare yourselves, even if you feel like, you know what I'm saying, what's going on isn't that important. You should still have preparations for yourself just in case some shit go down. Like, relying solely on your external environment or external circumstances is what's going to, y'all saw that, right? And that wasn't no bug. I don't know what the fuck that was. But relying solely on your external circumstances or any external entity outside of you is only going to lead to your detriment. It really is. Because you have your best interest at heart. You know yourself better than anybody else. So move like it. But that's all I really want to come on here and say. I'm about to walk through the woods a little bit. Be at peace with myself. Be at peace. Could do some grounding, things of that nature. I also encourage people to really get by themselves and really just listen to their own thoughts. Really just hone in on what they deem is important and not what everybody else deems is as important. Because one thing I will ask you, who are you when you by yourself? When there's nobody to impress, when there's nobody to make feel comfortable, when there's nobody around you that causes you to change who you are, who are you when you by yourself? And that's the person that you need to be growing and cultivating. If you don't know who you are when you by yourself, then even all the more reason to be by yourself, because you need to be getting to know this individual and who this person is by themselves. But that's all I'm gonna leave y'all with. That's all I really want to say. I'm gonna get back to my day. I hope y'all having a wonderful day. My prices are posted in my story and on my page. Those are the prices that I will be going with. If you want to hit me for a reading, just DM me. I would do, for the people who, and I'm gonna say this once, I haven't had it happen with any of y'all, so I'm not speaking to anybody specifically, but I'm gonna say this one time so it doesn't grow or start to happen or anything like that. If you fucking rush me when you've paid for a reading or I've agreed to do a reading for you, you will not get that reading and you will not get your money back if you paid. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I really don't. One thing you're not gonna do is rush me. Y'all need to learn to stop rushing these readers and these spiritualists, because that shit uses energy. If that person isn't in the space to give you that reading at that particular time, then they have every right not to, because it can take a toll on them. Y'all look at us as services. We are not services. We are people too. For one, I'm not gonna let you run over on me and shit. I don't play that shit. All these love and light spiritualists might allow you to do that shit, but you'll get fucked up fucking with me. I'm just gonna let y'all know that now. I'm not one to play with when it comes to this tarot shit. Do not fucking rush me or no shit like that. I fucking hate that. That shit will get you. Let me calm down. I feel like I'm riled up a little bit. But don't do that. Don't rush me. That's all I ask. But yeah, if you looking for a reading or anything like that, just DM me. I will do these readings. I usually do my readings right off bat. But if I don't, I will give you a time and I will give you a space to do so. But I'm gonna catch y'all later. I'm definitely gonna catch y'all later.